Okay, Mr. Mark, we're going to have you do something for us, okay? What would you like to do?
I think I've been doing it.
You've been doing it? Do you want to come up here and click around a little bit for us?
You don't go too fast.
We won't go too fast,
And you can't laugh either.
I won't laugh. Well, I can't promise that, but I won't laugh. You know what I mean? Not actually with you, right?
We do a lot of that.
Alrighty.
So Mark, your challenge is let's have you click back on the Internet Explorer on the bottom there, and let's have you go to the home page. And why don't you show us something that you think is fun or that you know how to do pretty well?
Funner.
Or whatever. You could build us an invoice, you could build us a quote, you can show us how to search something, you can go change a permission, kind of leave it open to you, but you have the whole map there. What's something that you think is fun?
Well, let's change a couple things here.
Okay, great.
Go down here. And so now I want to be able to see something that you changed.
Okay. Which one of those permissions did you want to do? Just kind of generally tell us and we'll tell you where it's at.
It was something build.
Okay. So an internal build for a PO.
Is that what it was?
Yep. So it's under System Liabilities.
And then here's something here now. How did you get to the silver tab? Silver tab, yeah.
How did I get to it?
Yeah, how did you get to you got to it like really quick?
I probably just scrolled down and I used my little mouse, the Intelli mouse, and just went, okay, it's right there. It's the one that's blue, correct?
This one right here?
That is a PO permission.
Is that the one?
That's correct, yes.
And I think, well...
Yep, you can go ahead. You can assign multiple.
Special POs, but
yep, we didn't. Go ahead and do special and admin.
But I don't think I want to do admin.
Okay, no problem. What that does is it allows you to verify it. It allows you to change certain pieces of it. It's kind of a little bit of a lockdown.
But I don't need that for this.
No.
Build a quote. Right?
Correct.
So he said, go to the bottom, edit page, go back home. Now we're going to go over here to build a quote, or quotes.
Okay.
All right, so what am I looking at here?
Okay, so look at the top. It always will tell you by the logo.
Quote home page, but I mean, is this the main part of the quote home page?
Okay, so this is a rolling 30 days of what we have in the quote homepage right now. Okay, so our company is very small. It's just a small training ground. But this is all that we've actually added to the...
Now, do I create one or am I supposed to search first?
No, let's have you create one. That's great. And I actually want to buy a Trek bicycle because I happen to know that that's in there.
So now, is that going to be cart type?
Okay, so the cart type says, A, do I want just a quote, a counter sale, which is a non-customer specific invoice, or a specific customer invoice? We're not even going to worry about the other ones right this second.
So, but you want a particular type of bike, so that would be a specific invoice.
Okay, so first thing you need to do, Mark, let's talk one to many, okay? We need to create the main cart, okay? And this has what's called a type. Okay, so I would just say counter sale right now. Like you're not really worried. You're not really worried about getting any of my customer information. But then we're going to assign some items to that cart. Okay.
So I need to start the cart.
Correct. So now up by your logo it says View Cart. You currently are in the View Cart page. This is your builder. You're building a virtual shopping cart.
Okay.
So right there where it's in that search box, come down a little bit with your mouse. See where it's blinking?
Down here?
Right there. Type in the word Trek. And then go ahead and hit search. And I'll actually take, I would like a bunch if you're okay with this. I'll take 2 of your Trek 1440s and one of your 1551s. So how would you do that?
So we're going to go right here. I'm going to put in 2, I guess.
Correct, correct.
I'm going to add that to the card,
Okay.
I presume.
Yep, so we've got 2 of the 1440s. I also would like
I'm
one of the
gonna add another item,
1551s.
right?
Yep. So
Yeah.
just type in the word Trek.
So, okay, I shouldn't have said add to the cart. I should have gone and selected the other one.
That
I
would
didn't added them all together.
that's fine, but that would have worked exactly. I'm just letting you roll. You're doing great. Go ahead and hit search. And I'm looking for the 1551. I'd like one of those, please. I will tell you to go down to the next one.
And, well, you don't want the 1550?
1551.
Just the 1551 for right now. Unless you wanted to add multis just for fun, like to play with the cart option, okay? But you can add multi in this particular interface. You could add multi.
So,
Go ahead and just say add.
so,
Yeah,
if-
go ahead and play with it, Mark. It's not going to hurt it at all.
okay, suppose I heard you say, well, I wanted the 1550 and a 51.
Okay, great.
So when I do add, is it going to add just this one,
Nope.
or is it going to add both of them?
It will do a loop behind the scenes and say anything that has a quantity, show it.
So it doesn't matter which one I
You can
click
even
on.
click that top one right
This
here that
one right
has
here?
absolutely. What it does is it just submits the form and it loops over that. So we just added a 1550 and a 1551.
Right. And then you said, oh, wait a minute, I didn't want the
I didn't want the
1550.
1550. How are we going to get rid of that guy?
Probably edit that.
Okay.
Did it yell at me?
No, you're fine.
And
All you have to do is scratch that out and say 0, okay?
Whoops, I didn't do something else. Delete that.
I know laptops are hard to work on. I apologize. I would just use your mouse and scratch across that thing and type in a 0.
Where's your 0, dude? Oh. Never mind, I found it. And then,
Go ahead and just scroll down to the bottom. Everything else will be kind of taken care of.
so now you've got 2 of the 1440s and 1 of the 1550s.
Awesome. So how much do I owe you?
Well, it says you owe me well, he owes me quite a bit.
Apparently he's going to the bike industry.
I am.
We
No
could pay
problem.
our deductible here on with this one here. So, but actually, I haven't actually saved this yet.
No. It's just in virtual memory. If you were to hit clear card, it wouldn't remember anything. It's almost
start
like
all over.
completely start all over.
All right.
Okay?
So I actually what to do is save the quote.
Okay, your choice. That's fine. What that does is it dumps it out into the quote bucket.
Well, what would you do?
Well, it depends. If the person's ready to pay for it right now, I would totally skip that. I wouldn't even
So
say
are you
save
ready
it.
to pay for it?
I'm ready to pay a part of it. How about that?
So I'm still going to have to do a
No.
checkup. No.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm going to pay a part of it, automatically what it should do in your mind is say, uh-oh, I might have a receivable, like meaning I'm going to have a piece out, and I'm not sure if I want to just keep this as a counter sale. I'm going to want to pay this to a customer. But let's go ahead. I'll pay for the whole thing. I actually have $7,000 right here. This
So I
is
can go to checkout then.
Yep, checkout. So you skip the whole save part. It's still just in virtual memory, but you're going to use it quick enough. You're not even worried about doing a save. And I'm actually going to pay by check this time. And the check number is 555. And that's about it. Okay, here's my money. And then you would basically print off a little receipt for me, and I'd be out the door. And
Yeah. Now it shows the total here, but it doesn't actually show you have a zero balance.
At the bottom
anymore.
left.
Oh, Mount
Yeah.
Owed, zero.
yeah,
Okay.
that's just for that invoice. Like,
Right.
there's no customer assigned to this, so that's called a counter sale. But it's just kind of each little
Okay,
piece
let's
is
do
its
the
own
other
little
one.
item.
So now there's no way I can go back and bring up that cart information.
Okay, not
Or is
necessarily. If I needed to, I could add something after the fact, but that's a different process. So say I have this invoice number 41, And say I'm like, oh, by the way, I also wanted 2 bags of chips because I know that we have some chips in this little playground. Okay, you're technically already on invoice 41. You want to see how to add something after the fact?
Hang on a minute here. So hang on 41.
Okay, you're going
Hang
to
on a minute.
no problem. Ooh, yep.
Again.
Yep. You're
Am I
really
getting
warm.
warmer?
You're really warm.
So the main's already been closed out, so I would say add a line item.
Correct.
Is that correct?
You're 100% correct. Okay, so now you're going to have to find the spot here. Keep scrolling down. This is a pretty long page.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it?
Okay, so now check out what these little dark bars say. What do they say?
It says add edited invoice line item or add edit invoice payment. So that's an added line item.
Okay, so if I were you, I wanted to get some chips, so I would click in that box right there. Go CHIP. Is this what you're looking for? $3.50 a bag? Currently we have 11 of them?
Go for it.
Okay.
Big bag. These are the super sized bags.
Yeah. So you'll see that on the far right hand side, there's a little link that says add as line item.
Yeah.
Yep, click. Now tell me how many. I wanted 3 of these actually.
You want 3 of them?
Yep.
Did I have 3 of them? I didn't look.
I think you had 11.
11.
11. Okay. There you go. So super bags.
No problem.
That's a little bit of sales marketing there. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here.
Bottom, add line item.
Good call. Okay, so guess what? You've never seen this on an invoice, but guess what? If you look on the invoice amount right there, you'll see a little flag that looks very simple. Scroll up a little bit. Okay,
This one right here.
up just a little higher, above the light blue line, invoice amount. Do you see a little flag there that says something? Check math.
I cannot see it.
Right under on the left-hand side of the invoice
New
info.
sales.
Right here? Up here? Look at that.
Oh, that. There we go.
That's so small.
So,
So how do I check the math? Because that's not really a searchable field.
okay, correct. So, Madeline, I'm going to ask you, what did we do on POs when we had that?
We need to edit the main.
So let's scroll up to the
So
top.
scroll up farther to the top, and on the options you got edit main,
Right there?
right? And then it's going to bring that option up. If you scroll down, see where it says 7,798 on total invoice
here.
amount. You added the chips, so what your invoice amount doesn't match what it thinks it should match. So you need to put that new amount
So I need
In
this
the box.
amount.
in the box.
Yeah, your computer's whacked.
Yeah. I can tell you're just trying to copy and paste it.
Will allow me?
Yeah, Control C.
Yeah, well,
That's because I have really shaky hands.
You're going to want to kill the comma, otherwise it's going to prompt you to get rid of it. Okay?
Oh. So one's just for viewability, not for...
Correct.
and then at the bottom you got edit invoice. And then when you come back, see where it was before, the 7,809. It doesn't say
So
check
now
math
there's nothing
anymore.
there.
Okay, so scroll down. We have one more small problem.
Yeah,
How much do I still owe you?
1170.
Okay. You know, it probably would have been just as easy to create a new little thing, but I wanted to show you how you could actually... So I need to add another payment, and this one, I actually have cash. Like, I had to pay that other one on a check, but, and this, I ran that to my business, so I paid a
So
check.
if you scroll down
Scroll
on the
down.
right-hand side.
Perfect, Madeline, you talking through it.
Well, see, it says amount paid because it shows you what to
It
pay.
says 1170 right there.
Correct. And he's going to pay cash this time.
So I should just be able to select that from the list.
And that's all you need at this point. So
And
you do
add
add
payment.
payment.
What's over here on the left side?
That's a whole different form if you wanted to add
So
or
you
edit a
actually
line
have
item.
If
You have a quick
wanted
form
to
and
add
then-
more,
a non-quick form.
right,
So basically, you have to remember we're on edit mode of this invoice. We're in work mode, okay? This isn't printable.
So we could
This is-
still be adding more line items and all of that, but all you gotta concentrate on is the add payments.
So
So
the-
you click add payments.
The easiest way to do it is in a cart, you can build and be flexible and move and stuff, and nothing hits the database. Once it hits the database, all of a sudden it's like, oh, now you gotta tell me every step that you're gonna do. It still allows it, but it just kind of breaks it out of that quick and fun mode.
So what's the okay right here?
Okay, that's a locking thing, like, and what, this totally gets into like payroll type stuff.
Yeah.
So if I had admin permissions on invoicing and I go click, 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 okay, anybody else who has
Oh,
invoice
this is,
permissions,
so if I
I won't
click
allow
this
them to touch it.
and then
Okay, it's
said
just a
okay,
lock.
that locks it.
Correct. So go ahead and click OK on one of them. Just click one of them, like you did,
Like it is.
and click OK. Now scroll back down. See how one of them has a little X and the other ones don't?
Can't change it now, can I?
So you can because you have admin permissions.
Yeah.
That's why you can even see the lock function. But somebody who didn't, they couldn't even
So
play
the
it.
edit button wouldn't be there
For them.
for somebody who
Correct,
didn't have
correct.
permission.
And if you want to, we can show you how that would look. But we would have to just go play with your permissions and then come back to this invoice. But that's what it does, just so you know. And,
How come I couldn't go back?
okay, maybe you don't
You
have the
don't have
admin.
You don't have the admin.
I didn't, I didn't turn it on, remember?
Okay, that's admin for invoice.
This
We were
is-
talking admin for PO. Like, there's 100 different permissions, okay? There's a ton.
So I can lock it, but I can't unlock it.
Yeah, so now you virtually locked yourself out of that. You can't even,
Okay, well, hang on.
Whatever.
So now this is
Watch out.
was an invoice problem, right?
correct, we are in
So-
invoice.
If I go back home, go down to user, find myself,
Okay, so technically we're logged in as Brandon here because you're using my computer, okay?
yeah.
So you would have to go to.
But I was
Brandon.
logged in as Brandon before.
Okay,
But I
correct.
clicked
So
on Mark.
you were assigning, you were basically pretending you were an admin and you clicked on Mark, but you were logged in as Brandon because you were on my computer.
So who did I give those permissions to?
You gave it to Mark, so when you go onto your computer, you will have some new permissions, but mine was not playing.
Right.
So let me go back one. So this would be on that one there then.
Correct. So these are system assets. If we're dealing with invoices, it's under system assets. Okay, hang on, come down.
No, no,
That's the quick search. That's the quick search.
Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Right there.
System assets?
Yep. Okay, start coming down. Ooh, admin invoices. We're going to want that one. Yeah, give me all kinds of power. Keep coming down.
Basic recipe builds,
We'll leave those for now.
admin recipe builds, I want that. Transition invoice, hide costs and profits, no, we don't.
Probably that one he clicked is the one he would need.
That's all I would need so I could actually edit
Hide
that.
costs?
No, don't
Oh,
do
You already
that.
did.
I'll turn it back. Just kidding. Scroll down. You're going to end up going clear to the bottom. You can either jump all the way to the bottom and then submit that.
Okay, it doesn't say submit, it says edit payee.
Okay, that's because it's in the edit mode. You have an add mode and you have an edit mode. So technically, behind the scenes, I'm using the exact same page, and it's passing a mode behind the scenes. And what it's doing is it's just pulling that in. If that bothers you, it's basically just the page mode that it is.
Okay, so
Okay.
we were in
Invoice 41.
invoices, 41. How do you remember that? I guess you know where to look for the number.
Once you learn it, you're like, okay, got it. So now go into edit line items, and we're going to see if we can get in and edit that one that you already locked.
So I have to go back in up here.
Okay, scroll down. You had locked one, and it was denying us service. Let's see if we can get in there now. Boop. There you go. What do you want to change?
Well, I want to unlock it.
Okay,
Well-
once it's locked, it's just locked. You don't
Oh, you
unlock
can't
it.
ever unlock it?
No. Because if you're admin, you
Oh.
can still go in there at any point. It's just to lock people out lower than that status.
I see.
A very conscious choice you make when you lock something down.
Yep. So here's the reason that we would do this. I'm going to go back to history for a minute. Imagine some dealers who were out there working a deal on say a used vehicle or something like this. So you got Larry, and he's trying to sell this vehicle to Tom, and he's working this deal, and he's already created this invoice for this quote, and it's already going through. But the person comes back and says, hey, I like this, but I need you to add in this and this and this and this. Well, if it's already gone clear through the payroll portion and everything's been locked down, we don't want Larry to touch that invoice, even though he has invoice capacity. So it actually went to the level of like almost like payroll and commissions and stuff like this. So whoa, Larry, you can't touch that. That's already passed multiple other stages. Like that's water that's way under the bridge. But otherwise, we would just allow them to kind of keep tweaking it and until it had really gone through the payroll section. So the people in the accounting department, they would get a deal in, they would make sure it's good to go, and the first thing they would do is look it over, make sure things were good to go, lock, lock, lock. Okay, Larry, guess what? I just stamped this thing, you're not touching it again, okay? And they would even flip a status to kind of like, okay, I can't touch it anymore. The whole thing is just, once again, you have that little piece of data flowing down the river, and it's going past checkpoints, and then you're locking things prior to that. Mark, very well, well done. We explored some pieces that we had never explored before. That was great.